Why do you keep waking up at 3 a.m. every day? If that's ever happened to you, and pretty much everybody this has happened to, and you can't really pinpoint it, you just know, you go to bed at your normal time, all of a sudden you shoot up at like 3 a.m., you're wide awake, your mind's already racing. Why does that happen? This is very often a result of being too stressed during the day. And what causes this is that we have, most people have heard of circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is kind of this natural, it's actually a little bit longer than 24-hour cycle that our body goes through, and it has, certain hormonal effects. Certain hormones kind of crest and then fall throughout the day. Some of these hormones that people know of are like adrenaline and cortisol. Now, what happens when somebody's super stressed during the day is that their cortisol and their adrenaline starts getting spiked and elevated too soon and too much, so that it actually crashes at an improper time of day. But since it has to rebound, because that's part of the natural circadian rhythm, it rebounds and jumps up too early. So our natural circadian rhythm, and everybody's kind of different, but generally our cortisol and adrenaline should be at like its lowest level, I think sometime between 9 and 10 p.m., because that's when we're supposed to be more relaxed, we're winding down, we're supposed to get ready for bed. Some people, and I think it peaks usually around 6 or 7 a.m. But what happens is some people, if they're super stressed throughout the day, their cortisol adrenaline is just going to jump up middle part of the day. It's going to crash earlier. So instead of it going down at like 9 or 10, maybe it's recovering from that giant jump at like 4. So you get super tired, you feel very worn out. And then what happens? Usually people drink coffee, whatever they need to do to push through it. So then when it's supposed to, so that basically pushes that cycle up 4 or 5 hours. So instead of your normal adrenaline and cortisol actually spiking around 6 or 7 a.m., because that's when you're supposed to wake up and that's when you're supposed to be alert, it spikes at about 2 or 3 a.m. because it's kind of pushed forward about 3 or 4 hours. So that's why a lot of people wake up and they're like, wide awake at 3 a.m. Why? Because your brain kind of thinks like, well, I guess because our cortisol was spiked at this time, according to my natural rhythm, goes down, it's supposed to come up again, but that rhythm gets pushed up 4 hours. So instead of being, alert and awake at around 6 a.m., you're alert at around 2 or 3. So best bet to do this is to try to obviously find some stress management skills, whatever that is for you. There's a lot out there, breath retraining, meditation, talking to a therapist, whatever it is. But as long as you have this chronic stress throughout the day that you're not managing, and maybe you're ignoring, or it's just too much, you're always going to have this out of whack sleep-wake cycle. So if you've wondered, why are you waking up at 3 a.m. all the time? That's probably why. All right, that's all I got for this video. I'll see you in the next one.